This daily dose is brought to you by Pirate.Black. ARRR!
We haven't even got to all the economic and financial and monetary crises going on, and there's so many. Since my last video, there's been tons of stuff crashing. It's still crashing, all right around the time I said it would, the end of the Shemitah, and now we're into the Jubilee. It looks like this is where everything gets wiped out over the next year, quite likely. Actually, I don't see how it doesn't. Like, in the UK, this is still getting totally insane. The longest maturity UK government bond has crashed worse than Bitcoin after the past year or so. Yeah, Bitcoin's down about 60% plus in the last year. UK government bonds, which are basically like treasuries in the US, are down nearly 80%. Like, this is supposed to be, what do they call it? Risk-free return? Or, I can't even remember because it's so stupid. Return, yeah, they call it, they used to call government bonds risk-free, so there's no risk, return, and you get a good return. But we've known for years it's actually return-free, you get no return, and you'll get nothing from like UK bonds, and it's all risk. Oh, we have a statement from Andrew Bailey, the governor of the Bank of England just came out. Steady, lads, deploying more capital. That sounds familiar. But it's not just the UK, it's also Japan. Japan's 10-year government bonds are untraded for the third straight session, the first time ever. Yeah, this is going to get really bad. For most people. For me, it's going to be great. You definitely should subscribe to our newsletter, dollarvigilante.com/subscribe. We're going to make fortunes during all this because most people have no idea what's going to happen. A lot of people, I've been through so many crashes like the 2001, 2008, and people never seem to see it coming. But we see this one coming totally. A lot of people are starting to see it coming, but they're so slow. There's going to be ways to make fortunes on all this stuff. But speaking of the 2008 collapse, which basically Ben Bernanke caused and didn't see coming whatsoever, he just got the Nobel Economics Prize, which means nothing, by the way. They gave it to Paul Krugman, who's like a homeless guy who knows absolutely nothing, like zero things about economics. But they gave Ben Bernanke the Economic Nobel Prize. I saw Logan Paul, I guess he's a popular YouTuber or something, bought a Ethereum or Ethereum-based NFT for like $11 million, and it's currently worth like $6. So there's been a bunch of memes going on around about that. Well, popular YouTuber, the United States, purchased this NFT for $100 in 1776. Today it's worth $2.60. And everything's going to go to zero.
Zero!
I know it sounds crazy. Most things I've said in the past sound crazy at first to a lot of people, but they totally are. We're basically in the collapse. It's sort of like a run towards hyperinflation and basically the total collapse of all fiat currencies. Just look at the central bank assets in the last few decades. And still, we're still so early into cryptos, most people still have no idea about them and no idea about anything like Monero. And people still think, you know, it's a Ponzi scheme like anything, even Bitcoin. People, cryptocurrency is a Ponzi scheme. If everyone would remove their money, it would collapse. Banks. And one of the things we've been saying that hardly anyone else on Earth's been saying, and remember, I recommended Bitcoin at $3. Do you know anyone else who recommended Bitcoin at $3? I don't. And Ethereum at $2 actually. But I've been saying for years that because they're both totally transparent ledgers, that it'd be like being on the internet before there was encryption and using a bank account, right? A bank website. It'd be insane because any hacker could easily see it. And we've been saying that people are going to realize this soon, and we've seen so much of that stuff lately. Of course, that tornado cash thing, like anyone, you can even send like a couple dollars of Ethereum to Vitalik and he'll be put on like a money laundering terrorist watch list. And, you know, so much of this stuff, like people really should be subscribing to our stuff if you want to know how to survive, because most people are going to get wiped out, including people who have things like Bitcoin and Ethereum, especially with everything going on. Like, people don't realize how easy it is for people to see what Bitcoin and Ethereum you have. And what do you think when governments just hired 87,000 new armed IRS agents? What are they going to be going after? Well done. Blockchain address is now available in Google search. You can look up anyone's Bitcoin or Ethereum address and find out pretty much anything about them. Untraceable said, next they should add the ability to type a name in and populate all known addresses and balances for all crypto tied to that individual. Could also display a home address and phone number for convenience. You might have also heard that, well, Celsius went under. And we've been warning people, not your keys, not your coins, for a long time. But a lot of people put money into Celsius and they basically just lost it all and stole it all. And they basically went bankrupt. And so in the bankruptcy filings, they actually put everyone, the exact amount they had in there, how much they lost, their full name, and I think even addresses. Like, so many people are going to be going to these guys' houses and trying to see what crypto they've got left. This is why you have to get out of things like everything but Monero, Pirate Chain, Dero. That's basically it. But it's quite incredible to see how people still haven't figured any of this stuff out. Like, go try to type in a Monero address on Google. Monero balance, unknown XMR. Get the fuck off, you sneaky little spy, nothing to see. But basically what's going on is people are going to either go, not figure out what's going on, they're going to lose everything. They're going to keep most of their money in fiat currencies, it's going to be in bank accounts, they're all going to get wiped out probably in the next year. All their IRAs, everything gone. And a lot of them will probably accept the World Economic Forum's universal basic income, and they'll end up owning nothing. And I don't know if they'll be happy. Well, if you were smart, you'd be getting into things like Monero and Pirate Chain right now. You'll own Pirate Chain and you'll be happy because no one will even know you have it.
Follow the treasure to pirate.black, because financial privacy today is freedom tomorrow. Ah!